Arcane is not a direct adaptation of League of Legends lore. They implemented many changes. They got inspired by the characters, by their stories, but they filled it all with their own ideas, with their own versions of what happens to the characters. It very much feels like League of Legends lore served as an inspiration, but it's not a direct one-to-one representation of what happens in League of Legends lore, which is a very smart thing to do. It's a very smart and creative idea to use something as an inspiration and basing on it create a thing of your own. It feels like that's exactly what they did, because even if you are very much familiar with the League of Legends lore, it would be hard for you to actually guess what's going to happen in Arcane Season 2, but there's a lot of fun in trying to guess. It's a very cool thing to go through the League of Legends lore and try to become a writer in a way, try to guess where they're going to go, how they're going to use the base that they were offered with the League of Legends universe. I've been doing that lately, thanks to one of my patrons, Master of Puppets. I've been going through League of Legends lore. I am a gamer, of course. I am an Arcane fan, but I have never actually played League of Legends, so I am not as familiar with everything. There's two things that I wanted to say to start with. If I am mistaken in anything that I say, feel free to tell me in the comments. Feel free to present more knowledge in the comments if you want to, because I'm very much open to that. And second thing I wanted to add is that the theory that I will share in a second is not my theory. It's something that came up in the comment section under my previous video about Silco and Jinx. It was a conversation between Master of Puppets and Piotr actually suggested that theory, and I loved it enough to make a video of it. Just a short theory that I want to share because it feels like there's something to it. I really believe that it might happen in Season 2. We can discuss that in the comment section, so I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Now, we have to go back to something that was mentioned in the Reddit thread. You know, the Reddit thread that they did like 2 months back. The writers were answering fans' questions about potential Season 2, and Amanda Overton, lead Vi and Caitlyn writer, told us that. Do you think Caitlyn and Vi shippers will be happy with the upcoming season? There's the part that they might like and that part they're probably gonna hate, and I take full responsibility for both and stand by that they make the show better. Now, the way she says it, I stand by the fact that it makes the show better. It sort of suggests that it's something that we're not going to like, that she means the part that we are probably going to hate, as she literally said. It feels like she's a bit defensive. She made sort of a decision that influences Caitlyn and Vi in the wrong way for us, and she feels that it's the correct creative direction, but we might not like it. So there's a couple of possibilities. We know that they are probably going to get together very soon because they are basically almost together right now already. We know that Vi will become an enforcer. That's the canon for Vi. She's an enforcer. She used to be a criminal in the League of Legends universe, but that's like the whole other topic. Like I mentioned before, they aren't very literal when it comes to adapting the universe that they have been sort of given, but the fact that Vi will become an enforcer in one way or another, this feels very, very certain. If she's an enforcer, she's gonna be working with Caitlyn. If she's working with Caitlyn, that means they're going to get closer together. That's the part that we will love. They will most definitely get together, despite the China market not liking it. I hope so, at least. I hope that the Chinese market, which is apparently a big part of Riot's market, won't really influence the story in one way or another because they dislike same-sex relationships, but that's also another topic. I'm also curious about your thoughts about that, so do drop a comment. Anyway, going back to things that we might hate, they can break up. One of them can die because it's not really ruled out that a champion can die in Arcane. They cannot die in the game, but they can die in the Arcane universe. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that they won't, that they will sort of stick to the fact that they will continue to be there. And I think it would be only smart because I think Caitlyn and Vi shippers, fans are a major part of their market, so killing off one of them wouldn't be a smart decision. I think they know that. But the theory that Piotr came up with in the conversation with Master of Puppets under my previous video, that sounds something that very much convinces me. So going back to Vi's background in League of Legends lore, that was mostly changed in Arcane universe, Vi doesn't really remember her childhood. She suffers from amnesia. She doesn't even remember the fact that Powder is her sister, that Jinx is her sister, which was basically confirmed in Arcane. She has a tattoo, Vi, or a number 6, on her face. That actually influenced her name. In Arcane, obviously her parents named her Violet, so she didn't really reach out to a tattoo to sort of give herself a name. But I think the tattoo is the reason that she actually is called Vi in the game. Having said that, not remembering her childhood, having that amnesia, not remembering her sister, not remembering what happened to her in her early childhood, that feels like it's very essence of who she is, partially. The theory that Vi might lose her memory as a result of some sort of an incident in season 2, I think it's very convincing that it might actually happen, and I think it makes so much sense that that would be the part that we hate if that actually happens. Partially, I am a fan of that theory. As much as I don't want that to happen, knowing that there is a part that we're going to hate, I prefer that to them breaking up or, God forbid, one of them dying. If Vi loses her memory, she can get it back over time, obviously. It also creates very interesting outcomes when it comes to relations between the characters, between Jinx and between Caitlyn, because if Vi forgets who she is, if she forgets that Jinx is her sister, if she forgets who Caitlyn is, that sucks, but yeah, bear with me, then it would be Caitlyn's responsibility to sort of help her recreate her world, her relations. Now that's interesting, because what would Caitlyn do? Would she share everything that she knows with Vi, or would she sort of influence the information that she's giving to her to make Vi go after Jinx without any reservations that she might have, knowing that Jinx is her sister? Obviously that's a far reach, like we can only theorize, and in fact I intend to make many more short season 2 predictions videos when it comes to the League of Legends lore and try to guess where the writers might go with it. But that very idea that Vi might lose her mind, because of the fact that it feels so essential to her as a character, because it makes sense with what Amanda Overton said, adapting that amnesia somehow into season 2, into Vi's character, that makes a lot of sense. And I like that theory because it gives us so many interesting outcomes, possibilities when it comes to what Caitlyn does, how Jinx reacts to it, and obviously will Vi get it back, her memory. Now I don't know if that's going to happen, that's just a guess and something that I'd like to very much discuss with you in the comment section, so do drop a comment when it comes to your theories. We'll be making more of them. You can always join my Discord where we're sort of discussing that stuff. You can join my Patreon where we're also discussing that stuff, and thank you to all my patrons. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think. Stay safe. This was Ella from Stop Me Our channel. Oh, by the way, I pinned that comment under my previous video, so you can go there and check out the conversation that resulted in me making that video.